As the news broke of Sadio Mané's potential return to European football, it spread like wildfire across social media platforms, dominating conversations in pubs and cafes. For Chelsea fans, the announcement sparked a mixture of excitement, anticipation, and doubt. Mané, who had spent years carving out a reputation as one of Europe's most lethal forwards, was on the brink of a new chapter in his career. But could the 32-year-old recapture the magic that had once made him one of the most feared players on the continent? The doubts were understandable. The Senegalese forward had spent the last few years in Saudi Arabia, with many questioning whether his best days were behind him. Critics pointed to his time away from the Premier League as a possible sign of decline, while others, still stunned by his departure from Liverpool, wondered whether he could regain the form that had made him a key figure in one of the most successful sides in Europe. The comparisons to his former teammates at Liverpool, Mohamed Salah, Roberto Firmino, and Virgil van Dijk, were inevitable. Could Mané return to his old self and deliver the kind of performances that had turned him into a global superstar? But for every skeptic, there were those who quickly rose to defend the forward's abilities. Mané had proven time and again that his resilience and hunger to win were unmatched. His adaptability, particularly in his transition from a left winger at Southampton to a central striker at Liverpool, had been a hallmark of his career. Under Jurgen Klopp, he had been central to Liverpool's offensive strategy, playing with a fierce intensity that had struck fear into defenders across Europe. Mané was never just a speedster, he was a tactician, a player who understood the game's finer details and could exploit the smallest of gaps in opposition defenses. And then there was his mentality. Even during difficult spells, whether through injury or personal struggles, Mané had always found a way to rise above. His strength in the face of adversity was perhaps one of the reasons he had managed to keep performing at such a high level for so many years. His infamous work ethic, often the subject of praise from managers and teammates, was legendary. Even when the goals dried up for a short period, his commitment to the collective cause never wavered. In Saudi Arabia, Mané had rejuvenated his career, proving he still had the physical tools and determination to compete at a high level. Despite the less competitive nature of the league, his performances had shown that he was far from finished. His experience in a new environment had also added a layer of mental fortitude to his game. Now, many believed that Mané's next challenge, returning to a top European league, was an opportunity for him to prove his critics wrong.